Let's talk about the model code of conduct for the general elections to the Legislative Assembly in Karnataka. The general election was announced some weeks back. As the Election Commission of India announces the schedule for the general elections, be it the Assembly or the Lok Sabha, model code of conduct comes into force instantly. It stays in force till the elections are completed. Model Code of Conduct came into force more than 50 years back. Election Commission under Article 324 has the constitutional duty to conduct elections in a free and fair manner. Free means voters must vote without fear or favor. Fair means all political parties must have a level playing field, and those who are specially disadvantaged should have special means of voting. For example, old people or physically challenged or these days COVID impacted people should be able to vote through remote voting. Now, let's come back to the political parties. 50 years back, political parties agreed to abide by the code of conduct, model code of conduct, the best practices, because elections are the lifeline of a democracy, and people, voters, keep the political parties in power or replace them depending upon the way the elections are conducted. Therefore, the best practices have to be followed. So there is a model code of conduct for the ruling party, for all the political parties, as well as the media, electronic media and social media, along with the print media. Ruling parties should not use the official machinery for their party prospects, be it bungalows or be it men or be it vehicles, etc. And they should also not start any new schemes to impress the voters. All political parties should also adhere by not having to provoke people into hatred, divide people, hold processions and so on to the detriment of the larger public order, etc. These days of social media, there are rules to regulate the political parties in their use of social media, because social media can be used for polarizing purposes. Now, what about the print media, electronic media? There are controls on exit polls and opinion polls because they also influence the voting behavior. What happens if the model code of conduct is violated? Remember, under Article 329, no one can approach the High Courts or the Supreme Court once the election process starts till the elections are over. There has to be a regulator, there has to be an umpire, there has to be an enforcer. That role is played by the Election Commission of India. You know, a lot of model code of conduct, for example, hate speech, bribery, impersonation, overlaps with the IPC, CRPC and the RPA 1951. Rest of it, the Election Commission warns the political parties that violate the model code of conduct.